Hey folks, Dave back here in Studio B, and we're gonna take a quick look, a first look at Back to Basics baseball. Now, I've just played one game, and I got it to flow well enough. I think that we can actually play a couple innings here. I'm not gonna do an entire game, but I did want to play a little bit here, and it's gonna be a slow play. But if I get stuck on something, then I'm going to have to dive into the directions, which I have right over here. But it's slowly starting to make a lot of sense, this game. It really is. And I had a lot of fun when I played it. And the best thing about this game, really, the best thing about this game is how many seasons. I mean, you have everything from, what did I say, it goes back to 1871, for like Ron said today, the first pitch back in baseball, all the way up to 2014, I think. You get every season. And what happens is you get the pitchers and the batters for each team. Now they're on two sheets. I put them on one sheet because it's a lot easier. So I managed to manipulate that to get them on one sheet. And that's what I do. And I just rotate. So whoever's at bat, I play down here, and my pitcher's over here. You could make cards. In fact, I was looking at the rule book here. It looks like there's a little template in there. So if you wanted to set something up in, whatever, Excel or something like that, or your favorite design program, you could, take all the information here and put it on a card and make that player. And no, it'd be a lot of work. But once you're done, you're done. So if you had a favorite team, or if you were playing a series or something, that might be something to do, actually, is to to put all that on one card. But what I want to do here is I want to go to my overhead view. And one thing I want to do here real quick is I didn't change this here. I want to, if I take off the autofocus, that tends to do a better job. But you got to do it manually every time. So hopefully that's going to be better. All right, so it's going to be nothing fancy today. This is just going to be me playing a little bit of Back to Basics baseball. I'm not going to play a full game. I'm not going to have scoreboards or anything. I'm going to get my score sheet off to the side. And what I did is I went to DigiDugout and printed out a game between Cleveland and Milwaukee from '79. And all I did is I put in their batting ratings and the pitcher rating. And that gets me off and running. And then if I need anything else, I just used the trusty ruler here. So if you need a K rating on Tom Verizon, it's right here. If I need a home run rating on Barry Bonds, it's right here. So I'm just using this. I mean, maybe, again, if I was going to play a series or a World Series or something like that, I might make some team cards, and it might be kind of fun to really jazz them up. And, knowing me, I probably will do something like that for fun. But there's just a lot of information you need to put on there, and it would take a bit. But it's a project that you could do as far as doing that. All right, so let's play a little bit here. All righty. So I break this down into a couple of stacks. You get 100 cards, and you flip the cards. There's no dice rolling in this game at all. It's just flipping the cards. So let's start out here. So I'm just going to get up here. So Bobby Bonds is leading things off for Cleveland. So we get Bobby Bonds going up against Mike Caldwell. So Mike Caldwell on my sheet here. Mike Caldwell over here on my Brewers sheet, which I put off to the side. He's a B. So as long as you know that, you can get off and running. So we got Bobby Bonds against Mike Caldwell. So Mike Caldwell's a B. So you flip the first card and you look at the pitcher. Now a B says that's a short fly to right field. So Bonds flies to right and is one away. And that's kind of how the game flows. So let's go to the next card here. So up next, we get Paul Dade. Paul Dade is up facing Caldwell. Caldwell, pitcher B, and that's going to be a swing. So on a swing, we go to the batter's card. So we look at Paul Dade. He's a B+. I'll take from this side here. So I go to the batter, B+. That's going to be a ground out to second base. So he chops this down to second base. That is scooped up by Paul Molitor and is two away. Rick Manning is a C. Caldwell is a B. We look at Caldwell first. The B, line out right at the first baseman. So we hit this one hard down to Cecil Cooper, and that ends the inning. So no runs, no drips, no errors. So nothing here for the Indians as they go 3 up, 3 down. So now I'm going to take the Brewers, put the Brewers here, and this is just how I do it. And I have Cincinnati over here so I can keep an eye on Waite if I need him. Rick Waite is the pitcher. But right now, the batters, that's when you're going to really do most of the checking. At least I felt that way in my first playthrough game. So let's continue on. So we have Rick Waite, who's a C. That's going to be a fly out to right field. So Paul Molitor, who led off, by the way, is going to fly out to right field and is one away. Sal Bando comes up. And Rick Waits is a C, and a C is a ground out back to the mound. So pitchers getting their jobs done. When I played last night, we had some runs in the first inning. Hopefully those will get better. And now coming up is going to be Cecil Cooper. And a C is going to be a ground out to third base. Oh, so far this has just been a defensive battle. So 3 up, 3 down for each team. So we're going to go to the top of the second. And hopefully we'll get a little bit more action in this game. And it's 0-0. So Caldwell on the mound, he's going to be pitching against Andre Thornton. And Caldwell is a B. So a B is a fly out to left field. That's going to be a range check, okay? So now we have to look at left field for Milwaukee. So out on left field for Milwaukee is Ben Oglivie. So I need to go to Ben Oglivie. All right, so I need to get the Milwaukee card. Go to Ben Oglivie and look at his range. And what did I say it was? Left field? I think it was fly out left field. He's an A. So we're going to flip over and look at the range, and A is an out. So Oglivie does indeed make the catch, and there is one away. Coming up next, we have Gary Alexander. Caldwell, a B. A B is a walk. So we have our first base runner, as Alexander will draw the walk. Now, once in a while, there's on these cards here, you might be able to see this here, sometimes you'll get a walk ABC. That means the player has to have those numbers, or letters actually, to make that happen. Okay, otherwise something else happens. But if it's a straight-up walk, it's that. As Fenner stops by, yeah, this game does look interesting. Downey seems to have pretty affordable. Yeah, this was $20. This is an affordable game. And you get a link to all these seasons. It's amazing. You know, you got to do the work. You got to print them out yourself. But you can play any two teams from the start of baseball up to 2014. And if you want to pay money, you can get some of the modern seasons. That's what they said in the rule book there. But I'm having – I mean, the idea that I can go back and play any two teams, this is great. I will definitely be working this into my 79 replay. All right, so Alexander's on base. So let's take a look at Alexander now. So his jump rating is a D, and his stolen base is a C, so it's not that good. So just for kicks, let's see if he gets a jump. A jump D is X, and so no, he did not get the jump. So runner does not go, and he holds. So he did not get the jump, so as a D runner, he's not going to go. But I wanted to see if he would anyway. So he's not going to try to steal. So Toby Harris coming up, facing Caldwell. All righty. And so Caldwell, a B, is a deep fly to right field. Now, when you get a deep fly ball, it's going to mean different things, whether you're reading from the pitcher's side or from the batter's side. That's one of the things I learned here while playing the game. Not every deep fly ball is going to be the same. So on this particular deep fly ball to right field, if there was a runner on third, he would score. I only have a runner on first, so he's not going to score. And so that's going to be an F9. If you don't have a printer, okay, now you can't buy a PDF of the game, so they do send you the cards and the rule books all done. If you just wanted to have them on your screen, if you just wanted to call up the PDFs on the computer and just have this sitting on your computer, you can look at it at your computer. This is one of those games that you can do that, you know, and then just keep stats in a notebook if you want to do something like that. So we have Ron Pruitt coming up. He's a B+. Caldwell is a B. And a B struck him out. So they leave one stranded, and Cleveland comes up empty here in the second. So let's go to the bottom of the second, and Milwaukee comes up. And leading off is Stormin Gorman Thomas, who had a home run for me last night. That was pretty cool. Stormin Gorman had a home run. So Waits is a C. A C is a strikeout, A, B, C, D. So I look for Waits. His strikeout is an F. So it's not a strikeout. So now what I do is I go treat this like a swing because it's coming off the pitcher card. I treat it like a swing. So Gorman D, and this is going to be a single, 2 bases. So Gorman Thomas is on with a single, and we have a man on base. Now Gorman Thomas, he's not a fast runner, so we're not going to try to steal with him. But let's bunt, all right? So Dwayne Kuiper coming up. No, I'm sorry. It's going to be Ben Ogley. I'm sorry. I'm still with Milwaukee. Ben Ogley comes up, nobody on. We're going to have him bunt just for the sake of bunting, okay? So we're going to go to the sacrifice bunt shot. This is going to be a sacrifice down to third base. So he gets the sacrifice down, and Thomas moves to second base. And that's how simple a bunt is. You just look right over here at the card, and it tells you what's happening. So you're either going to get a sacrifice, a double play, or an error, or the lead runner might be out, or even a strikeout. But it's all here on the cards. It's really kind of neat. Now, again, it's a back to basics game. It's a basic game, so we're not going to go to bunting ratings and fielding arms. It's a basic game, so keep that in mind. And you play shootout hockey with the rules on the screen. Now, you must have to print out the shootout card somehow, I would imagine. Or maybe not. But like I say, you could get down to a Staples and print out some stuff too. Just get a file and get down there and print them out. And sometimes they're fairly cheap, especially if you don't do color. They're fairly cheap. All right, so Sixto Lezcano comes up against Waits. Waits is a C. That's going to be a swing. So Lezcano is an A. An A is a short fly into right field. Off the batter's card, I'm looking at my chart over here, a short fly, all runners hold. So we got 2 away. Couldn't get anybody deep. And now Robin Yount will come up. Waits is a C. It's a swing. I will go to same pile. Yount is a C. C, home run A+, otherwise it's a deep fly out. So let's take a look at Robin Yount. His home run rating is D. So he does not. So this is a deep fly to right field, and he is going to be out. Now, if that was a deep fly off the batter card and we had a runner on third, the runner on third would automatically tag. So they get a guy on first, we bunt him over, then we get 2 fly balls, and that ends the inning. So after 2, it's absolutely nothing to absolutely nothing. Now, I had a better game last night, a lot more excitement than I'm having right now, but I just want you to get the gist of how this game plays. As P-Jet stops by, be interesting to see if they ever had a hockey game like this, something you could flip cards. Ron's always saying that flipping cards is the way to go for hockey. All right, so coming up now for Cleveland, it's Dwayne Kipper Kuiper. Caldwell is a B. A B is a swing. Kuiper is a C. A C is going to be a single. So he is on with a single. So we have a man on first right now. And coming up is Tom Verizon. He is a shortstop. We're going to have him bunt too. Sacrifice bunt. And that's going to be good. So he's going to sacrifice that down to first base and makes the play. So we have 1 away, and Kipper Kuiper moves down to second base. So we have a man on second with 1 away in the Cleveland third. Again, Caldwell is a B. That's going to be a swing. The leadoff hitter is Bonds. Bonds is a C+. A C+ is a ground out to shortstop. So now we got to see what kind of ground out it is. All righty. And we're going to look at the card here. That's going to be a fielder's choice on the ground out. So I believe that's how we solve a ground out. So he's going to go to second base. So it's going to be a fielder's choice. I'm sorry. That's going to just be an out because the man was on second, not first. So he's going to hold the runner and throw him out. So it's just going to be a ground out to short. So G6. So we have 2 away. Now, if there was a runner on first, it would have been the fielder's choice come into play. But that's what's kind of neat, too, is that the ground outs, you have to resolve the ground out. And it talks about that. And you just flip the card and look in the red area, and it'll tell you that it's either a double play, a fielder's choice, or the batter is out and all runners advance. Kind of like that. So it's fairly simple. I picked it up pretty much on the first playthrough. There's still some little things I got to get used to. Besides the facts, how similar does this feel to Pocket Pennant Run? You love that game. I love Pocket Pennant Run too. Similar, but different enough. It handles things just differently enough, like the ground out thing there. I had to roll an extra card for that. I think in Pocket Pennant, you have all the dice rolls. You look at the charts. They're very similar. I don't know which one I would say I like best because I haven't played this enough. They both offer all the seasons, which is fun. Pocket Pennant does give you the software to kind of print things out and have all the ratings already listed. So that's what's going for Pocket Pennant. But, I mean, the idea that they're both like $20 games and you get all the seasons is just fantastic. This does a little bit different because it does have individual ranges, and it does have individual doubles, strikeouts, and third base for the people. So it does have a little bit of that going for it. So it breaks down some of the, instead of just a single batter rating, it has a few different batter ratings. Again, you get your batter rating, your walks, your strikeouts, your doubles, your home runs, your RBIs. It does have a jump range for steals and things like that. So I think it's got a little bit more detail than Pocket Pennant, if that's what you're looking for. But again, it's still designed to be a basic game. So we have 2 outs and Paul Dade coming up. And Caldwell's going to make the pitch with a B, and a B is a swing. Dade is a B+, and a B+ is a ground out to third base, but we do have to check the range over here. So at third base, we have Sal Bando, and Sal Bando is range at third base. Oh, gee, but he's an A. I think he's an A. So an A on a range is an out. Yep, so this is going to be a ground ball down to, what did we say that was? Down to third base. So Bando makes the play. So a G5. So we'll call it a G5 and end the inning. So they got a runner on, but they sacrifice him over, but that's as far as they get. So now Milwaukee comes up at the bottom of the fourth in a 0-0 game. Not a lot of hits either, just a couple of hits. Let's see if we can get something going here. See if we can get some good cards here. And Michael stops by. Thanks for coming by. David C. coming by again. Bob's Tabletop Sports. He says, when I played this game a lot, I used to take those rosters and make player cards for each player. We were just talking about that. We were talking about how you could make individual player cards, and then you're done. Then you don't have to do any of this shuffling around here if you really want to do that. And again, if I would do that if I was going to play a World Series or something like that. If I played 2 teams, I would bang that out, but it's a lot to do for an entire season. But it is possible. Oh, and you did say it's a bit of work, but I like creating assets in my game. And we talked about that too. That's a fun little project to do, is create cards for this. And I can see myself setting up a couple of templates, either in Excel or Word. Is there a template out there, Bob, for this that somebody could download or I could download, so I wouldn't have to go set it up myself, or is there not? But I think that would be kind of neat to print out a set of cards, put the logo on it, the team colors, make it look kind of nice, and then you could play with the cards. So you can have the cards here and make it a true experience instead of just reading off the chart here. But either or, how deep are the rosters? I think they're pretty deep. I got a guy here that only played 2 games, Tim Nordbrook, and this Len Sakata. He only played 4 games. So I have that. Over here, I got 15 games Bo Diaz played. So I got some guys that only played a couple of games. I don't know if it's every single player. That I can't tell you. But I have a guy here, Buck Martinez. He pitched 1 inning. That's pretty good. I need to do the Affinity Publisher. I need to do that. I have Photoshop, but I found it to be very difficult. And I could do some things with it. But I'm going to look into Affinity to see if that would be a little bit easier. So, in Super Bowl tournament stopping by. Thanks for coming by. All right, so let's continue on here. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and it's going to be Dick Davis coming up. So he is going up against Waits, who's a C, and we have a walk, B, C, D, F. So Waits is walk is a C, so he does walk him. So we get the Pantera walk for Dick Davis. So Dick Davis is on, and Charlie Moore coming up. We're going to try another bunt. We need to move some runners along. And sacrifice is good back to the pitcher. So that's going to be a good sacrifice for Charlie Moore. So we have 1 out and 1 on second base. At the top of the order, Paul Molitor. Paul Molitor comes up. And, you have a card tutorial on YouTube. I will check that out. Absolutely, I will check that out. All right, so we have Molitor coming up against Waits. Waits is a C. A strikeout A. No, we already said he's a strikeout F. So he's not a strikeout. So we're going to go to the batter card on a swing. Paul Molitor A. This is going to be a fly out to center field. And on a fly out to center field, only an A or B runner would score from third. We only have a guy on second, so it ain't going to matter. So Molitor flies out, and we have 2 away. I heard Affinity Publisher is very nice, and that's what Al Wilson uses. Excuse me, so I need to go check that out myself. All right, so we got 2 outs, a man on second. Sal Bando coming up, and that's going to be a swing for Bando. Bando is a D, and a D is a ground out down to third base. So we got a lot of nothings going on here, folks. So we're going to go to the top of the fourth. I was kind of hoping to play a couple innings and show you a few things, but it's been a lot of back and forth of nothing right now. So we go to the top of the fourth. Rick Manning coming up against Caldwell. Caldwell's a B, so we're going to get a swing. Manning is a C, and a C is going to be a double if he's an A, B, or C. So we need to check Manning, and let's see what he is. So he is a double of F. Okay, so what that means, if you get a double A, B, C, but you don't have a double rating, that just turns into a single, which is kind of nice. It doesn't turn into an out. It turns into a single. So Manning is going to single, and we have a runner on. Andre Thornton coming up. Caldwell is a B. That's going to be a swing. Thornton is a D. A D is a walk, A, B, C, D, F. So I'm pretty sure that's going to cover everything. So let's go to Andre Thornton, and his walk is going to be an A. Yes, so base on balls, and now we have first and second with nobody out, and it's Gary Alexander. So finally, we've gotten some things going here. Let me see. Off topic is Downey's Fast Ride Football their best football game? I love game-winning drive. I know it's a quicker play game, but I love game-winning drive. I love momentum football, except the results are not very good. The game itself is fantastic, but the results are not very good, as you can tell by my Tampa Bay Buccaneer playthrough. Fast drive football, I think, is the best of all their long play games. I'm sorry, fast action football. I don't want to get that mixed up. Fast action football is what it's called. Fast drive football is Al Wilson's game. So let's just, don't want to mix those up. Fast action football, FAF, is Downey's game. I do think it's their best football game. It's the simplest by far. Some of the other games like Mean Gene is okay. And there's a couple others that I played that are okay, but I did like fast action football the best. All right, Gary Alexander coming up, facing Caldwell now as Cleveland has 2 runners on and nobody out. Caldwell is a B. That's going to be a swing. So we have Alexander a D. A D, home run A+. So where is Alexander? He's a home run C. So it's not going to be a home run, but it is going to be a double 2 bases. So we finally have some action here. So coming in to score is Manning. Going down to third is Thornton, and Alexander will stop at second base. So, all right, we finally got some action here. It is 1-0 Cleveland here in the 4th inning. So now they have second and third and absolutely nobody out. And Toby Harrah comes up. A B is going to be a swing. Toby Harrah is a B as well. A B is going to be a home run C. Toby Harrah is a home run C, and Toby Harrah is going to clear the bases with a home run. Touch them all. So 3 runs come in on the 3-run homer, and that is that. And Bearsden says, do they have the 1890 season? Oh, yes, they have the 1899 season, and I will be getting the Spiders out of retirement shortly enough for this game. Yes, they do. All right, so Toby Harrah clears the fences, and just like that, it is 4-0. So all 4 batters have scored in this 4th inning for Cleveland, and there's still nobody out. So it's going to be a swing here for Ron Pruitt, a B+. That's going to be a single, and they are just eating up poor Mike Caldwell right now. It's going to be Dwayne Kipper Kuiper. Mr. Harrah, yeah, yes it was. Caldwell's a B. That's going to be a swing for Kipper Kuiper, a C. Home run B+. And his home run is an F. So it's not going to be a home run. And what did we say he was? A C. And that's going to be a double, 2 bases. So Pruitt goes down to third, and Kipper goes to second. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in this inning. 4 runs are in, and it's going to be second and third again. Holy cow. Yeah, more Spiders. Yes, it is. Caldwell in trouble here. A B. That's going to be another swing. Verizon with a D. And he's going to single 2 bases, and everyone's going to score. So Verizon singles it in, and we need to get Caldwell out of here. Oh, boy. So let's see if I can get to I'm going to have to go to my baseball reference page here to find out who my relievers are, because that's the one thing about this game that it really doesn't tell you is who the relievers are for these teams. So I need to bring in somebody now just for the fun of it. I don't have to technically, but he can go a little bit longer, but he is getting hammered right now. So I think it's only the right thing to do would be to get him out of there. So let me go to my Milwaukee page, and let's see who their relievers were. So relief pitcher, Augustine, Cleveland, McClure. I think we're gonna go with McClure. All right, so Bob McClure is gonna come in here, and we are in the fourth inning. So Caldwell only goes 3 innings. He didn't get anybody out. So Caldwell's gonna come in here, as he's going to face the leadoff batter of Bobby Bonds. So we have a man on first right now. So McClure coming in as a relief pitcher is a D. So he's actually going to be worse. But just in the reality of things, we're going to bring in McClure, and he's going to be a D. All right, so let's see how he does as a D pitcher. So you probably want to be an A pitcher, but we're going to bring in McClure. Now McClure, he can only go an inning. Well, that's probably not a good idea, Dave. But for the example here, we're going to bring in McClure just to see if we can get an inning out of him or two or whatever. All right, so let's get back to the game now. Yeah, more spiders. Yes, it is. So it's going to be Bonds now leading things off. He's the top of the order, and there's a man on, and we have 6 runs in so far. Well, we're going to be wrapping around here on my inning marker, so I'm going to have to make note of that. All right, so a D pitcher now. That's going to be a swing for Bonds. And Bonds is a C+, and a C+ is going to be a home run D. Bonds is a home run C+, and Bonds is going to jack it out of here. And that is gone. So another hit here, a second home run in the inning. More runs come in. Bases are clear. Holy cow. It has just been a nightmare here. So McClure gives up a home run, and it's 6, or is it 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs. Everybody that's appeared in this inning has scored. So we go from 0-0 to 8-0. So Paul Dade comes up. He's the only guy not to hit in the inning. He's the only guy not to score in the inning. McClure is a D. A walk, a D, or F. So McClure, walk is a D. So he's going to walk him. Hooray. So we have a man on first here, and coming up is Rick Manning, and he singled way back earlier this inning. Craziness. We have a strikeout A. McClure, strikeout is a D, so he doesn't strike out, so it's going to be a swing for Manning. Manning is a C. And fly out to right field, so we get our first out of the inning on batter number 10. It's back to basics, but it is fun. It really is. Andre Thornton up now. A walk on a D or a F. He's a D, so he's going to walk this guy too. So now we have first and second with 1 out. Gary Alexander comes up. He doubled earlier this inning. We got a strikeout A for McClure. No, he's a strikeout D. So we got a swing on a D. And strikeout if he's an F. Let me see. Let me double check on this. Oh, I think if he's not an F, let me double check. So if he's not an F, then we just go to the regular out. I believe it is. Hang on 1 second here. Just want to double check on the strikeout F. Yeah, if it's not in parentheses, we go to the out section. Wait, on a strikeout on the batter's card, right? Strikeout F. Hang on a sec. Strikeout F. Strikeout F. Not conditional. So not, yeah, out section. That's what I thought. Just double checking. All right. So who is it now? Alexander. Is he a strikeout F? After all that, he's a strikeout F. So he's going to strike out. Otherwise, it would be a different out, and we'd see if it was a double play or something like that. All right. So now we finally have 2 outs, and Toby Harrah comes up. And Toby Harrah, all he did was home run the last time he was up. So Harrah comes up. McClure's a D. That's going to be a deep fly ball to center field, but with 2 outs, no one tags, no one does anything, and the side is retired. But they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs. They get 8 runs in that inning. And they lead 8-0. So what we'll do is we'll play the bottom of the inning with Milwaukee, and then we'll call it a night here. But I just kind of wanted to show off a little bit of this game. So let's see what Milwaukee can do here. Now I'm going to take the cards, and they say technically you don't have to shuffle, but I always give it a little barnyard shuffle here. In fact, I ordered some sleeves for these things because the ink gets all over my fingers. It really does. That's the only thing about the Downy printed stuff. They use the inkjet, and the inkjet it gets on your fingers. So I ordered some 3x5. These are 3x5. 3x5 sleeves, and I'm just going to slide them in so I can just kind of not worry about getting ink on me and not wearing out the cards. Okay, so we're at the bottom of the fourth. It's 8-0 Cleveland, for those of you scoring at home. And we'll just finish out the bottom of this inning and call it a night. But I just want to give you an idea on how that this game plays. So leading things off is Cecil Cooper. He grounded out. Now, Rick Waits is a C, and the C is going to be a fly out to center field. So Cooper flies out to center field, and is one gone. Gorman Thomas singled his last time up. A C is a swing. Thomas is a D, and a D is going to be a walk A. Is he a walk A? Yes, he is. So he will get a base on ball. So the rally starts here with Gorman Thomas on first base. Ben Oglivie, we're not going to sacrifice or steal. We're just going to hit away. Now Oglivie is going to swing, and a B plus for Oglivie is a ground out to first base. Now we got to check the ground out. It's ground out to first base, and that's a fielder's choice. So they're going to go to second. So Thomas is out going to second on the fielder's choice, and Oglivie goes to first. That's how I score that. These are 3x5. Okay, when I measured these, they're 3x5. So I ordered 3x5. I think they were index cards or recipe cards on Amazon. That's right. The only place I found them, Staples didn't have any. And so I'm just going to slide them in one at a time. And that way there my fingers won't get all. You can see all the ink on my fingers here? I'm getting ink on my fingers. I really am. And so we have 2 away, and it's going to be Sixto Lexcano. I probably said that wrong. Waits is a C. Pops this one up to second base, and that'll end the side. So after 4 innings, it is 8-0 for the Indians. That was nuts. Of course, we had to have something crazy like that happen, right? We couldn't just have a normal game like I had last night. The game last night, a lot more normal here. It was 4-3. 4-3. Cleveland scored 3 in the second, never scored after that. Milwaukee chipped away with a run in 4 different innings for a 4-3 game. Fun time. That was a fun time. This is a fun game. I can see myself playing a lot of this back to basics, especially because you can play any season, any teams you want. And if you want to get creative, when we're done here, I'm gonna go to Bob's channel, look up that Affinity Publishing, and see if I can, figure out that, and maybe make some cards for this, because I think it would be more fun. I mean, this is okay. I mean, using the chart and ruler, it's simple enough, but it would be kind of fun to actually have the cards. You know what I mean? That would be kind of cool to do. And play this game here. So anyway, hey, so that's a Back to Basics baseball first look here. Let me get my instructions here. So that's what this is. This is Back to Basics baseball from Downey Games. I picked it up earlier this week, and boy, I tell you, I'm off and running. There's a couple little things you got to keep in mind that results off the pitcher section can be different than the results on the batter section. So, fly balls and things like that, and strikes and walks, they're not the same thing. So keep in mind, if you do play this game, that you want to read the pitcher card rating section and then the batter card reading section, because again, a strikeout that's not passed, in other words, if it's a strikeout A and he's not an A, that's different than a strikeout A and not an A on the batter card. Okay, they do 2 different things. So just read the rule book and find out. They're not hard to do. It's just got to remember it all. Anyway, so I'm Dave from Studio B. Got to get to bed early tonight. I got a long day tomorrow, going to 2 different rinks tomorrow as we get playoffs tomorrow. So anyway, Back to Basics baseball. First look. Enjoying it so far. So anyway, I'm Dave. Talk to everybody later. Have a